Hey, good evening, everybody. What is going on? What is going on? Jumping on here, I say, Paul, it's kind of late. Why aren't you in bed, old man? Well, I normally would be, but for some reason, I just have a little bit of extra energy, and I thought, I'm finding it difficult. If you've been following along, I've been doing these dungeon a day updates where I'm drawing a dungeon every day for 30 days, right? So I'm calling it a 30-day dungeon. And sometimes making a video a day can be a little tiring. Even though I do it quickly, even though but that's in addition to 1,000 other things that I have going on. And so in trying to write things and trying to do things and all the things that are going on. But I said, well, I'm going to jump on tonight and I'm going to talk about a couple of things. I'm going to do an update for our Shadowdark game. So I'm going to go ahead and jump. By the way, if you're watching, if you're joining me now, thank you for being here. Appreciate you being a part. If you are joining me in the future, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part. If you enjoy things like this, well, be sure to go ahead and click like and subscribe and all the good things there. So I'm going to jump into it and start talking about. I'm going to update. Let me give you an update on my character. First of all, Taryn, Doomsinger, has been a blast to play. It's been, probably unlike any other character maybe I've ever played before, and so I've played Terra now. I think I've played maybe six or seven sessions, and that's my second character in this Shadowdark campaign. And my first one was Eleanor, and she was a witch, and she had two little kids she was watching after. She was a lot of fun. But Taryn's my latest, my latest character that I'm playing in the game that I play. By the way, if you've never watched, I play live Shadowdark in a campaign Monday nights, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. And recently, I have, I haven't retired the character. I have just shifted the character out of play for right now. So Taryn was on an adventure. Our party is split. This is it's so convoluted sometimes. Our party has been split for several weeks now. Blaga and Draymond are somewhere in Hound's Head doing Hound's Head things and fighting monsters. Columbo and I have been in Scorn, which is about a day's travel from Hound's Head, day and a half, something like that. And all this, we're going back and forth in the game to cover both storylines. And so Taryn and Columbo have been in town, and this past the last one to get you up to date here. Basically, Taryn saved Columbo's life by giving him a necklace, and then we had to go to the Temple of Sereth, and Columbo had to get all his sins sucked out by one of the priests there, and all the evil and all the demonic stuff, and all that. Taryn, on the other hand, was along for the ride. I mean, Taryn was just there to watch after him to make sure they didn't mess with him at all. And one day, Taryn was in the just walking around basically, and he approached one of the paladins, a Meriden, I think it's called, which is basically like a paladin of Sereth. And so he asked questions. Now, see, my thinking from a player's point of view was, while I'm here, how can I build skills, right? How can I use this time to learn something? Because Taryn had been pretty much a bull in a china shop, and just doing radical things, just being a barbarian, and he was finding out that he just couldn't get away with things, and he's like, I need to learn something. So the lights kind of came on for Taryn. So he says, well, how do I improve myself? So we started talking, and I don't know if I didn't really expect this to happen. I thought, but it was cool. So I asked a Meriden, paladin of Sereth. I said, while my friend is getting this procedure done, I says, is there something I can learn here? Is there something I can learn, a fighting strategy, technique, Can I learn some sort of skill that would help me? And so I thought there was going to be a fight. There was no fight, thankfully. And so uh, Gorin is the Meriden, I believe, and he basically took me. He invited me for a little bit of training, taught me a little bit about what Seraph paladins do and so forth. And then he asked Terran if he wanted to be a part of that, if he wanted to join, basically become a paladin of Seraph. And he thought about it for a second. He says, yes, yes, I will be. I will join. I will learn. I will improve. He was at that place in life, as far as his character arc. And so now he is now shifting out, and I have a new character, and his name is Hobbs. Now, Hobbs, Tim, my DM, we did a one-on-one, a duo, I think they call it a duo game, where one person is just running a game for one person. And I think I'm going to do a video on that, because I've done that before too, and it's quite fun. It's quite satisfying in a way, because you're just running basically an adventure for one character. And so Hobbs is the new character. He is a recruiter. He's a halfling, likes to smoke a pipe. He is a recruiter for the Silent Knives. And he works for a gentleman named Sidwin the Sharp. And so I'm kind of getting to know now this new character, what he does, how does he act. And I based him a little bit on, I thought of the old TV show Remington Steele. And I just thought that'd be kind of a fun character to play, just kind of an endearing character. Whereas Terran Doomsinger was not an endearing character. He was quite the opposite of an endearing character. He was kind of like very, nails on a chalkboard kind of character, where you either liked him or you didn't. And Hobbs is more of as somebody who wants to endear himself to people, because he is a part of the Thieves Guild. He finds that he catches more flies with honey than with vinegar. And so I went on this one-on-one journey to kind of get the character settled, get it kind of established as to who Hobbs is and how he acts. And so basically went on. I know some of my compatriots there. There's Radomir. There's Peter. There's Blaza, which now I know a few people in town, and I think that's always good to start off a character by knowing some people, because I'm from Scorn, and so I would know some of these people. And Tim gave me basically the permission to say, look, if you know somebody, you probably know somebody. You just tell me who you know, and then we'll make that kind of work. And so as part of my one-on-one, there was a challenge that Hobbs had to do. So Hobbs, Radomir, Peter, and Blaza, all of us Silent Knives, part of the Thieves Guild, we were there, and we had to go out and find something. And we had to find, there was a clue, and the clue was like this gold crown bar. That's probably worth like 1,000 silver, and it's the currency of nobles and merchants. It's not really for public use; it's more for private use amongst the privileged. And so Hobbs went out by himself, and he says, "I'm just gonna, kind of think, where would I find this kind of thing?" And so it wound up leading me to Baron, I want to say Mardre, Baron Mardre, and who has basically, I think, prints this or produces this kind of coin, these gold crowns. And so I had to use, and by the way, I didn't say, I'm playing a thief, a halfling thief. And I'm neutral. And I have the deity of Geed. And so basically, I had to get in. I had to go into the sneak in to this place. And I think the guard's name was, what is the guard's name? The guard, what is her name? Oh, Chevalier. Chevalier. There we go. Nope, that's not it. Nope, somebody else. That's somebody from Delaquain. Nope, that's not her either. Let's see. Nope, I didn't write her name down. In fact, I don't know if I got her name. Could be. Nope, not Sir Ulrich. That was who I was going to go there to see. I met some other people, though. I have a friend who sells tobacco. His name's Cheddar. Cheddar Chubsworth. Sells me my tobacco, my viper weed. And then I met Barbara, the fortune teller. Now that's where I had to try to find this thing. I had to find this gold. So I thought, well, Hobbs will ask the fortune teller and try to get some, information from her without getting her in trouble. And so she wound up telling me my fortune, which then allowed me to pick up on some clues, because otherwise I really had no idea. As a player, I'm just guessing. I'm at the mercy of the DM here, because I have no idea where I would look for these things. So I wound up going there to see Sir Ulrich, which was actually in the heart of Baron Mardre's District 30. And so I had to go in there by myself, and I had to go in there and I had to go steal the gold. I wound up running into Radomir, one of my compatriots. We stole basically what the Sidwin didn't tell us what we had to steal. So we wound up having to figure out that what we were going to steal was we were going to steal the stamp that was actually going to stamp the crowns. And I wound up getting in there. We were making some plans. And something that in Shadowdark you can do, that at least halflings can do, basically they can go invisible, which is like a greater invisibility, which means I can attack while invisible. I won't reappear. And I can do that once a day for 3 rounds. So I wound up going invisible, getting in there, timing this whole process of what these dwarves were doing, making this gold, so I could get in there, grab the stamp, and run out and not be seen. And it worked out really well. So my scores were good. My scores were good. And then that leads us to, I went and do that, and now I've established and got some experience points and so forth, and wound up sharing the contest, and I wound up getting a +1 short sword. I think that's what I got. I got a +1 short sword. I'm pretty sure that's what I got. I'll have to check my notes a little further, but I'm pretty sure that's what I got. And then the other night we played our game this past Monday, and Blaga and Draymond were discovering they had screwed up the time warp. They had come through time, and now they're a day behind where they were, which was causing all kinds of chaos in the Comor Forest. So they had to figure out how to set the time right. While me and Columbo, this was my first time meeting Columbo, and so I was trying then to get his gold, sold and so forth, and make more connections, meet more people, and I'm trying to get in. Basically, I'm going to get in with this party at this point to be able to do that. So, that's what I'm doing. Terran's a paladin in training. Basically, we're selling Columbo's necklace that he has. That was a prince's necklace. I spent my time haggling with a Doomsinger. There's another Doomsinger in town, which was funny dealing with a Doomsinger. Columbo was trying to sell these necklaces of Mithril. Toric is the Doomsinger. He was funny. And then there was Big John. I have to write this down. Big John is one of the city guards who has it in for me. And so I said, well, that's funny. And so now I treat him with disdain. And then I basically disappeared and said, oh, wait. I just say, look, he's after me. And I just tell him, say, hey, I disappear. And then I run off, and that makes him mad. So, but that is the update for Shadowdark. And once again, I haven't had time to. I'm 2 weeks. I think I haven't done an update for Shadowdark. So I wanted to get this in now. That way I can get my extra experience points. Tim gives us extra experience points for for doing updates. And so, once again, it works for me because I like to update you as far as the channel goes of my exploits if you're not watching. But there is a playlist of Shadowdark adventures, and I need to go back and add the ones I have there now. I need to add the most recent ones. You can check that out, watch it for yourself. It's a good time. It's a lot of fun. We're just a bunch of dudes, beer and pretzel guys. Have a lot of fun. But then there's also some very good role play. There's very good, DMing going on. There's character development. There's a lot of good stuff that's happening in the storyline. That's a lot of fun. And I have not been in a group. I've been mostly running for the past 15 years or so, running games. Very few games I've been a part of. Whether it's at a con or something like that, but not an ongoing game like the way we're doing now, which is a lot of fun to be a part of, because I'm learning things. As Tim does things, I'm learning things more about the dynamics of the game. I'm learning more about Shadowdark, obviously, and things like that. So it's always a good time. But I would love to hear that if you are, have been keeping up. Maybe if you've not, maybe you've been keeping up with my dungeon a day, 30 days. This is the halfway point. And I'm not tired of doing it. I'm ready to go ahead and do the next 15. 15 more. Who'd have thunk that I'd gotten this far? Not me. I would have thought something would have messed up my timing. But I've gotten 15 dungeons in my book of dungeons that I've done. Do those. You can always check them out. Their theme, but they're not adventures yet. They're not fully fleshed out. I'm going to be fleshing those out in my members area. So if you're interested in that at all, you can always check out the members area. You get cool stuff there. You get zines and whatnot. I have, I do a little thing called Crit Happens, little PDF that I put out. You can always check there. There'll be links in the description. And then I'm just as an update, I just finished zine number 6. I haven't even got it printed out or anything yet, but it is part of my hex crawl of horror that I'm doing, and it's called The Corrupted, and basically it's undead and undead adjacent type of things. So be on the alert for that, because I will be doing a video on that possibly tomorrow. Tomorrow's kind of a video day. So, but that's it, guys. I just wanted to join, hang out for a little while. If you enjoy this kind of content and you say, hey, I'm not a subscriber yet, would love to subscribe, you're welcome to do so. And you're welcome to leave comments. If you have any comments about Shadowdark or about dungeon mastering or D&D or anything like that, just let me know down in the comments. But that is it for now. Appreciate all of those that are hanging out. I can see one of you is here, so let me wave to you. Thank you for showing up and hanging out for a while. And I will catch you in another session, everybody. We'll see y'all later. Have a good one. We'll talk to you guys later. Good night.